why do CrossFitters look so good? So here are 5 factors that I have painstakingly identified which lead to CrossFitters looking damn sexy. The first one, leanness.
Lean on me.
A lot of CrossFitters are lean. You're not going to see CrossFitters at the highest level, especially who are 20% body fat, 25% body fat for a dude, or like 35-40% for a woman. It's just not going to happen. A lot of the events or tasks are you moving your own body weight, therefore being at least reasonably lean is a big advantage. A lot of the top guys are close to 10%. Pretty lean, and a big part of the reason why they look so sexy. Also, a big part of CrossFit culture is the paleo diet. This tends to be generally very healthy and a fine way to eat, but it is often fairly low in energy density. So you're eating a lot of lean meats, a lot of vegetables, not really a lot of processed foods, which is good, but this also results in people being quite lean. In some cases, maybe a little bit leaner than they actually should be for performance. So for a lot of CrossFitters, actually getting in the calories can be a big challenge. Then you throw in people trying to emulate their very lean heroes, and you get what I like to call the I'm in a box and I ain't gonna eat situation. And yeah, I'm way more proud of that joke than I should be. All right, number 2, drugs. Number 3, volume.
But you can't just say drugs and then move on to the next one.
You think I should go into the drugs thing a little bit more?
I mean, yeah, you can't just bring it up, say one word, and then move on to the next topic.
All right. I guess the people, they deserve to know. Sure. All right, number 2, drugs. So these are way, way more common than people think. They see the top CrossFitters and, they're not super huge. They're not like Ronnie Coleman, therefore they must be natural, right? Right? Wrong, motherfucker. CrossFit has a drug problem. A lot of the top guys and a lot of the top ladies are not natural, okay? They like to give off this aura of being wholesome and natural. It's a big sport making millions and millions and maybe billions, I don't know, I haven't checked, of dollars per year. Therefore, they can't really talk about the truth of what happens at the highest levels. So as a top CrossFitter, you have to be fairly lean. You have to engage in hours upon hours upon hours of work per day. You have to have that huge work capacity. You have to recover well. You have to be pretty damn strong as well. How do you do it all naturally? Well, in most cases, they don't. They have some type of assistance, and they don't bust the top athletes because they have to maintain this pristine image. A lot of athletes, they're just too big to fail. They're never going to catch the biggest names in the sport. They might pop the occasional 8th place finisher or something like that just to maintain the image of the sport. But make no mistake, if you see a woman who is absolutely fucking shredded and she's cleaning 300 pounds or something absurd, maybe not natural, okay? Maybe. I don't know. Not making accusations, but you can make up your own mind. And for more information about this from someone who has competed in CrossFit at the highest level, I will link a podcast from Daniel DeBrock, the Stacked Strength podcast, with Ian the Rhino Daniel, who talked about drug use in CrossFit. It is way more common than most people think. Anyway, back to number 3, volume. Some people say that volume is the main driver of hypertrophy. It's certainly a factor. It's certainly something, some path to actually stimulate gains, as well as a lot of these guys are pretty strong anyway. So a lot of them just do a lot of work. They just do endless sets, pretty high density of work in a lot of cases as well. So short recovery times and just doing a shitload of work. And would I say this is the most efficient way to get big? No. But it works, and you'll definitely get pretty big, especially combined with factor number 2.
It's also worth noting that a lot of the top CrossFitters, they don't do just CrossFit. They plan their training. They periodize their training. They are intelligent. It's not just workout of the day every single day. They're doing a lot of other stuff, including bodybuilding training. So if they want to gain muscle, they know that CrossFit alone is not what actually gets the job done. And so they train like a bodybuilder.
Number 4, variety and variation. So they are not just doing squat, bench, deadlift. They are using a huge variety of movements, some of which are fairly unique to CrossFit. Now, I don't agree with a lot of these movements, and a lot of them are not particularly efficient for muscle growth. But if you do a lot of it, you do it hard, you do it with a huge density of work, and you progress with it over time in a competitive environment, which is another big factor, yeah, you can still absolutely grow muscle, even if it is not, in theory, perfectly efficient. So, they're climbing ropes, they're doing handstand push-ups, they're doing Olympic weightlifting, they're doing all kinds of stuff. Again, higher volumes, 4 reps, fast-paced, and this definitely can lead to growth and more well-rounded growth, okay? Where you're not just emphasizing one particular muscle group, you're basically just hitting everything fairly equally. Number 5, a lot of these movements do develop the abdominal region fairly heavily, and to the average normie scum, this is a big part of what makes a physique attractive. So they're doing like glute, ham, sit-ups, things, tossing a medicine ball. Again, they're doing like a lot of oblique work and twisting and crunching, and plus they're pretty damn strong usually, so they have to, have the ability to brace. And so they're working the entire midsection in a way that a lot of people just don't. Bodybuilders often don't train their abs that much, and if they do, it's usually just in one plane, not through a wide variety of directions. And the average person would much rather look like a top CrossFitter compared to an IFBB Pro open bodybuilder. Even classic physique is a bit much to the average person. People in the fitness industry, we might look at Chris Bumstead and think, oh, this is perfection. But to the average person, that's a bit much.
So popular on Instagram and YouTube because everyone would love to look like this guy. Well, not everyone, but most people dream of this type of physique.
And I would say one of the reasons why CrossFit exploded in popularity are the physiques of the top competitors. They look damn good, and they look healthy, and they look reasonably, possibly, naturally attainable. And if you just want to look good in a general sense, I don't see anything wrong with doing CrossFit. I would probably personally tweak some things. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that. But it is certainly viable if you just want to look good and be healthy and, though I hate this word, functional. So comment below, would you rather look like a top CrossFitter, classic physique IFBB Pro, or open IFBB Pro? Which do you think is the most aesthetic? Anyway, that is all for this video. Like, subscribe, share, all the YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!